Welcome back to another edition of Simple Printables. In this video, I'm going to fix two smartphone tripod mounts that broke in the same way. You can see that the plastic has split open on both of them. I attempted to epoxy fix the one on the left once before, but it didn't last. The one on the right broke more recently, cracking around the metal threaded screw hole. Then, the push-fit screw mount where the tripod connects popped out and no longer held its position. If I were to use this smartphone mount, there's a chance it could break off and fall to the ground. Replacements are not actually that expensive. You can find them on eBay for about $5 a piece. You get what you pay for, of course. They're designed for cheap manufacture, and not to last. And why not? If they break, you have to buy more. Oil was cheap, right? But before throwing them away and getting new ones, I wanted to take a crack at repairing them myself. So I mocked up the two tripod mounts. The one on the left is broken. The one on the right represents the concept I would like to use to fix the threaded screw hole into place. Measuring them out, we can see that it's about 35 by 25 millimeters, and we can see that the hole is centered within that rectangle. This gives us an idea of how to create the first test fitting. I've sped up the video 3 times, but the basic idea with the test fitting is to show that the critical dimensions are correct. In this case, where the center of the hole is in relation to the long side of the rectangle. Printing out the test fitting gives you a chance to check out the dimensions before moving on to the final model. Since the final model usually takes a longer time to print, skipping the test fittings means that the final model could print, but be physically incorrect. This wastes more plastic and wastes your time. With the modeling complete, we move on to the next phase by exporting the object as a standard STL file. Then, we open the file in Ultimaker Cura, and after making sure that we have the standard profile selected with 0.2 millimeter layer heights, we go ahead and slice the model. Now it's time to print. In real time, the print takes about 3 minutes, but I've sped it up here about 8 times. When the print is finished, we check whether it fits correctly. In this case, the hole appears to be off by less than a millimeter and needs to be corrected in the model. So here we're moving the hole over slightly, about 0.1 millimeters. And the hole appeared to be slightly too small as well, so we increased the diameter by 0.2 millimeters. Then we run it through the slicing procedure and send it off to print. Again, we'll speed through this part. When we look at the test print side by side, we can see that the second version has a better centering and hole size than the first version. Now that we know that our critical dimensions are correct, it's time to build the final version. First, we set up a 3 millimeter round at the corner where the patch part touches the tripod mount. There's actually an easier way to make this using the pull tool to make a 3 millimeter rounded corner, but somehow this slipped my mind at the time. Then we extend the base plate to be wider and longer so that there's more surface area for the glue to attach to. We're not too concerned about the exact dimensions, we just want to make sure that the patch part is smaller than the 25 by 35 millimeter plate that it's going to be attached to. We use the pull tool in DesignSpark Mechanical to adjust the lengths of each of the sides, as you can see here. And it's always nice to have rounded corners. So we set the radius to 3 millimeters on 4 of the corners. With the model completed, it's time to export it, slice it, and send it to the printer. The cool thing is, if this model works, we'll be able to save the tripod mount that costs about €5 with about 4 cents worth of plastic. Once the print completes, we check it against all of the other components in the tripod mount system to make sure that all of the pieces line up before gluing it. Since we're satisfied that all the parts align, we go ahead and glue the pieces together. The repaired tripod mounts look like this when the glue is still wet. And here we see the progression between the test fittings and the final parts. After letting the pieces dry all weekend, I attached one of them to the quick change tripod mount. And I attached the other one to the miniature tripod that I have. With the patch part in place, the press-fit threaded hole can't be pulled free from the smartphone tripod mount, so it stays securely in place atop the tripod when it's screwed in. Here's what they look like attached to their respective tripods, all repaired. So that's how you fix 2 broken smartphone tripod mounts with about 8 cents worth of plastic. Of course, this is a situation where probably a piece of cardboard or hard plastic that you could find in the trash would work just as well. But if you wanted to model and print a patch part for any other broken thing that you might have, the general engineering process outlined in this video will work. Anyways, hope this video was helpful, and thanks for watching.